It's good to see you. You know, you're officially back.
Yeah, man.
It's been a little while since I had that little tour of Croydon about a month ago. And you
Yeah,
welcomed
yeah,
me to the
yeah,
city. And that's when you were just kind of warming up, you know, before this
yeah.
announcement. How's training been since then?
It's been all right, man. It's dragged on a bit because the dates have changed quite a bit, but finally they penciled in October the 4th. So I said, cool, let's go with that. So it's been quite long, but it's all right, man. It happens. These things happen. So I can't complain about it. And we just get on with it.
I was talking to Alan Babbage last night, and he's assured me that your opponent is a really tough fight. He beat him twice in the amateurs. And it looks like Eddie Hearn is in quite a mood now. He's like wanting to put the guys now, you know, in a tougher, sterner test. And you're going to face that Marko Calic.
I'm not Babbage. Different fighters, man. Different styles, different mindsets, different people. And if he's beaten them twice, that's for him to deal with. I'm a different fighter, man. And I'm looking forward to it. Like you said, I know there's a guy that's going to come. He's ambitious. He's going to try. And that's good. Like, we have 10 rounds to sort it out. So that's cool, man.
I suppose in some ways this fight is the perfect warm-up before the mega fights start. You know, hopefully we'll have crowds back, and then that might potentially lead into the big fights. And we talked about Callum Johnson. If he wins the European, that sounds quite saucy, you know? Saucy like Lawrence Colby.
The main source. 2 points, though. 2 points. For me, this is not a warm-up fight. I haven't boxed over a year. I wouldn't say it's a warm-up fight. I don't actually treat any opponent as a warm-up. That's my mindset. That's my mentality. And yeah, so Johnson, I think he's fighting for the European. I believe he's mandatory. When that fight's happening, I'm not too sure. But I've also made it clear that the European title is something that I want. I've won the British. So, you know, if we're looking at it in a linear way, the European is what I want next. But I don't know when he's fighting for it. I don't know if he's fighting for it. That's for them to deal with. But I'll get October the 4th out of the way, sit down with the team, and then we'll make a next move.
Didn't that fight with Johnson, didn't it not get ordered by the British Boxing Board of Control for the British title a little while ago? Joe Gallo was saying that the team didn't want it at the time.
Yeah, wait. So I just had someone just said that to me, that he said that my team didn't want it at that time. So if we remember, he had the belt, right? And he vacated
it. From Buglioni,
yeah. And he vacated it. And then after he vacated it, I fought for it. So it wasn't that. And then when that happened, a lot of people said, "Oh, Johnson's ducking Buatsi. He doesn't want to fight him. He doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to do that." But I was saying it's not that. Maybe he had a better opportunity, which I think he did, because he went to fight at world level. I don't know if he boxed Beterbiev after, or if he boxed some other guy at world level and didn't win, or he won. I'm not even too sure what happened. But the same thing happened with me. After I won the British, I vacated it, because the only two people that I was interested to box in Britain was Yarde and Johnson. So yeah, I wouldn't to say that it was offered to me and we didn't take it. Nah, I boxed for the British title after he vacated it. So I can't have been trying to avoid him if I went for that title straight away. That's how I see it. But yeah, it's quite interesting, because you're the second person that said that to me today, and I'm thinking that's not true. I know it. Like, I don't think it's true. Do you know what I mean? So it's quite interesting.
You know, before you vacated, did you not think about like winning it outright? You know, so that's quite an achievement in itself.
No, it is. But I think you have to box 3 times to win outright. I wanted to keep the belt itself, but to box 3 times at British level, I thought wouldn't benefit me. Yeah, it wasn't what I was looking at, because after that I boxed in the US, and then I boxed back in England again. So yeah, it wasn't something that I was looking at, but I personally wanted to keep the actual belt, but I had to give it back eventually, which was quite upsetting, because you've seen the belt, man. It's quite nice.
Very nice indeed, man. Look, man, there's talk of obviously big fights, and the Yarde thing keeps coming up all the time. Lions in the camp, Joshua Buatsi's in the camp. You two also, didn't you meet up recently or have a discussion, whatever? about
Yeah.
potentially, you know, mapping out this big mega fight?
Yeah, it was about other things, but that came up as well. Because inevitably, it's like, yo, people want to see us fight. Is it gonna happen? We as fighters can say, yeah, it's gonna happen, but as you know, there's more to it than that.
Mm.
But yeah, I've seen Yarde many times, spoken to him. If there's something that I want to say, I can ping it over. He can ping it over. There's respect there. There's also there's also the awareness that, okay, cool, we may fight in the future, or there's interest in us two fighting. So that's always good.
Mm. And I suppose in some ways it's I can kind of agree with kind of building up, because as you saw for Colby and Chamberlain, you know, it was a good fight at the time, but you know, it could have really been bigger down the line.
Yeah, I think that fight happened, and some would say, do you know what? It happened at the right time. Some are saying, nah, looking back now, they should have waited a bit longer. But who knows, man? You never know with these things. It's easy to sit here now and be like, yeah, you man should have waited. But it's like, at that time, was I saying that? Do you know what I mean? So I think it's a two-way thing how you look at it.
Mm. So all roads set now for world level, man. Is that what 2021's about? Now, just for Buatsi now saying, you know what, that's it now. You know, let's go straight to the top.
Well, I think had I have had 2 or 3 fights this year, next year would have been looking like that. I'm not saying next year isn't going to look like that, but right now, the only thing I'm worried about, not worried, but the only thing I'm thinking about, concerned about, is October the 4th. As you know, man, I'm very narrow-minded when it comes to these things. I'm not looking further than that. I'm not even looking at October the 5th, October the 4th. That's all I'm thinking about. So forget the 5th onwards. We deal with the 4th, and then we move on from there.
Hey, Joshua, man, it's been a pleasure, man, to catch up, man. It's a lovely day, man. Drop the top, man.
It is, man.
Drop the top.
Nah,
Drop
I haven't got I haven't got a drop top, unfortunately. But I'm good, man. I'm in good spirits, so everything's blessed, man.
Thank you, man. Joshua Buatsi, Pet Talk UK.
Nice one, brother. Thank you.
Take care, man. Cheers.
See you there, bro.